Hello there and welcome. Are you all settled in and ready for a wonderful story? Today we're going to meet a boy named Rayan, and he finds something, well, something truly magical. It's the story of the golden pencil and Ryan's honesty. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever wanted to be the very best at something? Like being the fastest kid in the park, or maybe drawing the most amazing fire-breathing dragons ever. Well, our new friend Rayan feels that way a lot, especially about his drawing. So let's meet him. This is Ryan. Now, Rayan absolutely loves to draw. I mean, he draws all the time. But he's also just a little bit shy. He worries his drawings aren't quite good enough, so he kind of keeps them a secret. Okay, so our story begins in a bright and cheerful little school, probably a lot like yours. You can almost hear the happy sounds of kids playing outside. And inside one of the classrooms, that's where we find Ryan. Well, one morning, his teacher, Miss Sophia, had some super exciting news. Class, she said with a huge smile, we're having a school-wide drawing contest. Oh, you should have seen Ryan. His heart started beating a little faster. He wanted to win so much. But then, that quiet little voice popped into his head. Am I good enough? But you know what? This is the part of the story where things get, well, a little bit magical. Rayan is about to find something that's going to change everything. Yep, it's time for the golden surprise. So later that night, Ryan was sitting at his desk, feeling a little down about the whole contest. He sighed and opened his pencil box and... Wait a minute. What was that? Tucked right there with all his ordinary pencils was something glowing? It was a pencil, and it shone with a soft, warm light, just like honey. It was like he was holding a little piece of the sun. And as he picked it up, he felt this little happy buzz coming from it. It was actually humming. And then a gentle, sparkly voice, kind of like tiny bells, whispered something just for him. It said, "Draw from your heart, Rayan, and your art will shine." Whoa! Rayan's eyes got so big. He quickly grabbed a piece of paper and, wow, it was pure magic. Every single line he drew shimmered. He drew huge mountains that looked like they were smiling and a river that actually sparkled and danced right there on the page. He'd never drawn anything so incredible in his whole life. So you can just imagine how Ryan felt the next morning. He was so proud. Holding his amazing, magical drawing, he finally felt confident. It was time for the big contest. Let's see what happens when he gets to school. When Ryan walked into the classroom, his heart was doing a little pitter-patter. He took a big breath and showed everyone his picture. And you should have heard the gasp. All his friends and even Miss Sophia crowded around. They couldn't believe their eyes. Those smiling mountains and that dancing river were just amazing. Miss Sophia looked at the drawing, and then she looked at Ryan with a very kind smile. She then asked him a simple question, but it turned out to be a very important one. She said, "Ryan, this is just beautiful. Did you draw this all by yourself?" Uh-oh. For just a second, Ryan felt a little wobbly inside. He thought about the secret pencil. But everyone was looking at him, and they all looked so impressed. He really wanted that prize, so after a little tiny moment, he just nodded his head. Yes. Oh, no. That one little nod, that tiny little fib. Well, it changed everything. Because the magic was not happy about it. Now we get to a part called a fading sparkle, and you can probably guess what that means. The very instant he nodded, he felt something change in his pocket. That warm, happy feeling from the golden pencil, it was gone. It just felt cold. He took a tiny peek into his pencil case, and the beautiful golden light was out. It looked just like a plain old pencil now. The magic had vanished. All of a sudden, winning didn't feel so great anymore. It actually felt kind of yucky. That night, Ryan just couldn't sleep. He had this heavy, sad feeling deep in his tummy. He took out the now dull pencil, held it in his hands, and whispered, "I'm so sorry. I should have told the truth." And just as he said those true words, a tiny little flicker of light returned to the pencil for just a moment. And he heard that magical voice one last time. It wasn't there to draw for him, but it was there to teach him something. It whispered, "Honesty makes your art golden, not me." And click. Just like that, Rayan understood. The real magic wasn't in the pencil at all.
It was something else. And that brings us to our last part, the truest talent. This is where Ryan finds the magic that was inside him all along.
So the very next morning, Ryan knew exactly what he had to do. He felt a little nervous, but he also felt very brave. He walked right up to Miss Sophia's desk, took a deep breath, and told her the entire story, all about the magical pencil and the secret. And you know what Miss Sophia did? She listened to every single word, and she wasn't mad at all, not one bit. In fact, her smile was warmer than ever. She looked right at Ryan and said something he would never forget. She said, "Oh, Ryan, your honesty is your real talent. That's more special than any drawing." So think about it like this. When he used the golden pencil, his drawings looked magical. But now when he used his own pencils, his art truly glowed. It was filled with his own fun ideas and his own heart. And that was a whole different kind of magic. And from that day on, Ryan drew and drew and drew. He didn't need any magic pencil. And guess what? His drawings were better than ever before because they were completely 100% him. And that made them the most special art in the whole world.
So did Ryan win the big golden trophy that day? Nope. But he won something much, much better. He won that wonderful feeling you get inside when you do the right thing. He learned the most important lesson you can ever learn.
And that lesson is that being honest, that's the real magic. It's the thing that makes you shine. Thank you so much for joining me for our story. And always remember to draw and live from your heart.